Let's see if we can't get this thing going here. If we can't get this popped off and started off right. Let's do an audio check. Let's make sure everyone can hear me. Yep, I got audio. I got video. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Friday Morning Magic, the most fun you can have on this entire YouTube channel on Friday mornings. This is one of my favorite moments of the week. I love this live stream, and for those who are avid followers of the live stream, of which I know we have a few, you guys know we were off. We were off a couple days because I was extremely ill, and then we had the holidays. So, you know, we missed a day here and there, and these things happen. I don't have to be happy about it, but these things happen. But we are back, baby. We are all the way back. I think it's safe to say we are like back, big back, and I am excited to be back. Rob Boom Sama this morning. Let's go. Good morning. Greg in the chat has some thoughts about Ravnica Remastered that I know we're going to talk about today. Savannah Lion, shout out. Shh. Nobody tell on Savannah Lion for listening to YouTube at work. Shh. Nobody tell the entire internet. Nick, what is up? Channel member Nick, how are you doing? I have massive channel member announcements today. So big shout out to the channel members. There are some big announcements coming, and part of those announcements are going to be, I think I'm going to get to offer Lorcana box openings. I think I got Sorcery box openings, got Lorcana box openings. I'm going to have a case of Ravnica Remastered box openings to be offered. And then I'm going to start, I'm going to continue to offer them as we get to Murders of Karlov Manor, the very first play booster. I've got some big channel member news to talk about in this one. So we've got a lot to go over today. But the big news, the big one, the massive news that can't be avoided, that must be talked about. Did we miss that there was serialized cards in Ravnica Remastered? Did we miss that? Is that something that we missed? So we're going to talk Ravnica Remastered to start the day today. We also, I want to talk about Lorcana and how that's going. I also want to talk about Sorcery, the indie TCG battle for supremacy that's going on. And yes, I obviously know it's not a battle of supremacy that is being hyperbolic, but it's a really fun way to frame the conversation. And I want to have some fun this morning because you guys know when it comes to Friday Morning Magic, you can assure on a couple things. I will have energy, we will have fun, and I will cheers you guys with some delicious coffee. Now, I did get my coffee from Starbucks this morning, which I hadn't been doing in previous streams, and I do notice they've added quite a bit of creamer. So, but that is, I am one of those people that no matter if they add too much creamer to your coffee and maybe you want it a different way, or maybe you order something at a restaurant that doesn't come out the way that you thought it was going to come out, I literally never complain. I just eat it or drink it or don't, and I just won't do it again. Like I don't know. That makes me very uncomfortable. So, and I know there's an argument, totally argument. You should get what you paid for. Like you shouldn't get shafted on the things you pay for. Totally legit. Just not me. So we've got Marcus saying we didn't miss anything. It only announced it yesterday. That is true, but there is an article, and we'll see if we can find it here. Let's pop over. Let's pop over and let's do a little bit of. We'll look for details. So we got the first look here. Ravnica. There's the pre-order article. No, that's the pre-order article. There, and I screenshotted it yesterday. I don't have the ability to pull up the screenshot, but we found there was a Magic the Gathering specific article. Let's see if I can do this without leaking any DMs. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. The WPN, and you guys are never going to be able to see this. This is the worst content ever, but like, I just want to show you, I'm not messing with you. The WPN article says booster fun, and it was from September 22nd, 2023. It said players can find one retro frame card in every booster pack they open. For your Ravnica superfans, they can aim to collect serialized retro frame cards found only in collector boosters. I'm not lying. So when I frame this question, did we miss this? That's where the energy is coming from. Because as soon as I saw the tweet, I Googled it and I saw that article and it said, hey, we updated this article in November, but it was updated for something else to account for the rarity of the anime cards in the set. It had nothing to do with the serialized cards. So I was like, oh, did we miss this? But whether we missed it or not, it's time to look at Ravnica Remastered. So let's take a look at some of the articles. Let's take a look at some of the spoilers and talk about what this set means. Now, I am on the same team a bit here as Greg, where I was like, I wanted to skip this set from a collectability, right? It wasn't only I wanted to skip it from a collectability standpoint, but I wanted to play the set. I think the remastered sets are really good when it comes to getting in person and playing the game. Dominaria Remastered is a set that didn't necessarily hold the best financial value, but it was so much fun to play at the local game store. And I had the same plan for Ravnica Remastered. And the original, like, first look at Ravnica Remastered article here kind of gave me the same vibe. Old world mimic what's going on. Marcus said, while that result not easily Googled, I control F serial and the official announcement page. Yep, it's there. And then, so I had this vibe about this set. Like, it was going to be another experience just like that, where it was going to be a lot of fun to play, but nothing here jumped off the page at me. And here's why. We recently saw a set that was completely driven by the idea of fancy shocklands, right? Like, the only real collectible thing in the set that people were coming after were fancy shocklands, and that arguably did not go well. We saw that happen in Unfinity, and those cards individually sold pretty well for a while. People can make a lot of money on those cards, but the set over time is not exactly the most well received, as they say. And I expected something to be here, but obviously better than Unfinity, because in my opinion, sitting down and just playing like Magic in a limited environment is going to be a more fun experience. So I thought that, and then boom, Wizards of the Coast comes out of nowhere. And I want you to know, as we say, good morning to SideQuest Games and Collectibles, yo, and old world Magic, what is going on? I want you to know, I was just innocently sitting by myself, enjoying my afternoon. And then Wizards of the Coast got to drop this giant bomb and give us something, I guess, super fun to talk about today. So it's not all bad, right? So overviewing the set that they announced, I was in the same boat that, hey, I'm not too excited about this. I don't think there's anything crazy. We do have the old frame where we're going to get old border foils, which are always beautiful cards. And I will say this. Before the announcement of the serialized cards, I was having an internal debate, and I'm going to help you guys. I'm going to let you guys in on my little mini internal debate. I'm going to let you in on my little struggle that I had to go through as a Magic the Gathering fan. I saw, and I forget, I think it was Jake and Joel. It might have been Jake and Joel. Shout out to Jake and Joel or Magic. I was watching the live stream, and they were talking about Birds of Paradise. I think they were talking about 30th anniversary edition Birds of Paradise, and I was like, oh, it's come to my attention that I do really like the old border art Birds of Paradise. That's a really pretty card. And I have said, and I think I have a couple cases here in the office of Dominaria Remastered, and I have said Dominaria Remastered is such a fun experience. It's a good time to play, and I like this card. Maybe, just maybe, I should pick up Dominaria Remastered Birds of Paradise in the retro frame, in foil. And I was like, oh, $15 a piece. It's not cheap. It's not cheap, and I'm not saying this is the best way to spend $15. This is in no way financial advice. Nobody roll this back at me. Why would you buy that Birds of Paradise? Because I like them. They're shiny, and I like them. That is the only reason. That is the backbone for much of the things that I buy outside of the things that I'm very serious about collecting. And I was like, I think I'm going to buy this card. And then I thought to myself about this article and this Birds of Paradise that is right in front of my face. And I went, maybe I'll wait. I don't know if this is, again, no part of this is financial advice. I don't know if it's going to have any effect on the price. What do you think? Do you think the release of this Birds of Paradise is going to affect the price of this Birds of Paradise? Technically, different art. Different art. different retro frame Birds of Paradise. Different retro frame Birds of Paradise. Marcus, I like the Volcanic Island art better myself, but what do you think? Do you think it's going to have an effect on the price? Because I think I'm going to pick myself up a playset of Birds of Paradise because, listen, it's just a pretty card. But I digress. It got me down this whole rabbit hole, and I was having this internal struggle as it was. And I was starting to think, which, by the way, the old multicolor frame, the gold card, is one of the most beautiful things that they should have just never gotten rid of. The tones are so nice on these cards, especially when you get one in foil. Oh, it might be one of the reasons I love the gilded foils and the gilded foil charms so much, because they have like that contrast and tone between the black and the gold. They remind me a lot of these old cards. But I digress. I was looking at this, and I didn't have much faith in the set. I did not believe that Shocklands could be the way in 2023 to carry a high-end Magic product. I didn't think that was happening. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the way I felt about it. But then we got the news about the serialized cards. Let's see if it's in this article. It's going to be okay. So it's probably not in this article. We got the news about the serialized cards, and you guys saw it on the front page on the thumbnail. We got that news, and I was like, this might bring me back in. And let's be fair. I've been a big proponent of serialized cards. As I take a second to drink my coffee, I will out myself to each and every one of you, and we've had long conversations on this stream. I know. Especially most of you guys have been around here for a while now. I'm trying to collect an entire set of Brothers War serialized cards. I like the idea of serialized cards. I don't know how much it moves the needle for me here. The idea of serialized Shocklands being your driving factor. I like collections to be able to feel like you can fulfill them. Like, I could see a world where I could get one of each of the Brothers War artifacts, and every purchase feels unique to me. It feels cool. I don't know if I feel that way about buying, like, playsets. And maybe if you're a Commander player, you want one of all the serialized Shocklands, and they go out and get spread out in some decks. I don't know. I'm not really sure. What do you mean? I don't understand. The poll is for thoughts on Ravnica Remastered serialized cards. Side quest games. The poll is for Ravnica Remastered serialized cards. Do you like them or do you not like them? And either way, you should click like on the stream. So that just felt a bit weird to me. And I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong. There's not much difference in the artifacts that I really like versus the cards that the lands, the Shocklands that I'm not necessarily a big fan of. But hey, here we are. But it won't be the only serialized cards. If I'm not mistaken, we will also get serialized cards. I believe there's a serialized Birds of Paradise. There was the serialized Niv Mizzet that was spoiled. So I don't know if it's going to be every single retro frame card available has a serialized option. But either way, I think it should move the needle for the set a little bit. It doesn't move it as much for me personally, but it's gonna be really cool. This adds a wrinkle that we definitely needed, and it looks like on my end I keep dropping the stream. Am I dropping frames for you guys, or am I still here? It does look like we're dropping frames every once in a while. Let me do a quick health check on the stream as we go, because, like, listen, that's how we do things around here. Sometimes we do things on the fly, and we just make it happen. It looks like the stream is healthy. Okay, so we'll just keep going. Alex Ginzo says, do you still make Flesh and Blood content? Very rarely, if ever. I have made a couple of videos on my second YouTube channel, Trading Card Geeks. You can find it at youtube.com. I don't think it has youtube.com/Trading Card Geeks. I think it only got like 300 subs. And I haven't made a video there in over a month. But when I do make Flesh and Blood content, it's over there. Sometimes we talk about Flesh and Blood on this live stream. It'll probably get mentioned a bit today when we do the Sorcery comparison or anything like that. So there will be a little bit of Flesh and Blood talk today, but it is not the mainstay on the channel anymore. So Marcus says the problem with serials is that they're so rare they don't actually add much to sealed EV. No, but there is an element, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because let's talk about kind of how, in my opinion, again, totally my opinion, that works. And this is after, for those who don't know, I started a data vault project that captures all of the sold listings of various sealed products on TCG Player, and one of the biggest spokes in that wheel and aspects of that project this year has been Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. So when we look at Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, we've tracked so many boxes of so much product. It's all sold in such crazy numbers. You know, we've tracked a lot of information here. And something that I learned is it's not just about, you know, the EV average of the box. There is an element to what's the big pull? What could I possibly like really get hyped to open in this box? And having that helps a ton. When a set doesn't necessarily have that, it doesn't perform nearly as well. So that high-end potential, that the gambler's mentality, if you will, and again, I'm not advocating. I hate that I have to say this stuff on YouTube. That's so lame. Like, obviously I'm not advocating for any of that right now, but that being present did drive people to buy some of these packs. And I think the idea of a $500 card that anybody could pull, if you could just go into this box and pull a $500 card, I think that will help sell packs. Now, I said this in Lord of the Rings. I will say this now, and I'm going to go full screen for this. No, I'm going to go full screen. Do not buy these packs to get those cards. It is so rare. It is not going to happen. It's going to be an awful experience. Don't do that. That doesn't mean people don't do it. It's not in the back of our mind when we buy the single pack off the shelf and we pick it off the shelf and we put the card. You know what I mean? So, so that's something I'm really interested in following. Let's see. Now, it's way too early. I've started to collect the data, but we haven't made visualization for it yet because it's so early. But let's check out Ravnica Remastered on TCG Player. And then, here's a little spoiler. I want to check out Ravnica Remastered on the first place that it's sold. Wizards of the freaking Coast selling Ravnica Remastered on Amazon for distro cost. Ugh. All right, so here we go. Ravnica Remastered. We'll look at cards and we'll look at sealed products. Something I did not see coming. Something I did not see coming was the anime art. So Masterpiece and Invocation adds to their respected sets in EV. Yeah, and again, I think there's an element of that as well, right? Where it's an element of the opportunity, the chance to pull this. You know that card's in that pack somewhere. You know, it's feeling like, and I hate using the word gambling, but you're taking a gamble on getting that card. And sets that do extremely well with cards like that are sets that have that, and also when you don't open the big hit, the rest of the cards in the pack feel good. You want to play them. They have some kind of value. They're versatile. You can put them in a lot of different decks. That's where you get a lot of value from these sets. So anyway, back to something I did not see coming was the anime art. Does the anime art imply the inclusion of confetti foils as well? I don't know. That's next level. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm ready to make that call, but you could. No, I don't think so. And here's why. I think Wizards of the Coast has done a pretty good job of ramping up their chase. Look at Wilds of Eldraine. Look at Lost Caverns of Ixalan. This year, Lord of the Rings. Doctor Who even. These sets have a very clear and declared, this is what you're chasing. And if you think back to some of the sets that didn't perform as well, your Streets of New Capenna, your Dominaria Uniteds, or things like that, there was not a very like clear cut, what are we chasing? They've done a very good job of making it like, okay, here, you want obvious? This is what you're chasing. You're chasing this. It's the only thing you're chasing. Everything else is second. Like they've created a hierarchy there that I've noticed. So I would be surprised if they doubled up on that, but hey, maybe they're like, we just need to put as much into this box as we possibly can. Who knows? So Ravnica Remastered display booster case. We're going to talk about Magic. We'll do a little, a bit, like a comedian sketch. We'll call it a bit on Magic the Gathering cases today. But Magic cases on TCG Player, like, aren't the move. I mean, cases of Magic are wildly expensive, right? Like, a Magic case is not a cheap thing to purchase. So it makes sense that it doesn't often sell at the highest level. But the collector booster at one point felt crazy expensive to us too, right? Like, we didn't buy the collector booster because it felt so expensive, and it has just gone on pre-sale, you know, started the 16th here, and it's safe to say, like, we're skeptical. We are skeptical. Now, mind you, we are 40 days or whatever from the release of this product. So that's why, you know, when we go to the data vault, there's no data visualization for this. It's not viable to be tracked yet. It's not something that the numbers start to matter yet, because we are so far out, and we as a community have moved our perception of like pre-ordering and how early we want to spend that money, because things are so readily available. But man, the price of this box at $284.38, already under what it's being sold for on the Wizards of the Coast store. And like, listen, that's a good thing. The question is, can that last? Like, this box selling on the secondary market from stores, from local game stores. You walk into your store, you buy it. You walk into a retailer, you buy this, being cheaper than not Wizards of the Coast. I should get one of those, the glasses with the big mustache and the nose, so I can be like, when I'm talking about definitely not Wizards of the Coast, put those on. But the fact that it's cheaper is a good thing. My question is, does it stay that way? Right? Does this price difference stay? That's the big question. Is if this continues to go down, we hit $275 a box, $270, $267. Do we see the Amazon Wizards of the Coast price reflect that? Do we see that trend downward as well? And if so, is it just time to acknowledge that they watch the secondary market? Colin, good morning. We're talking Ravnica Remastered, the addition of serialized cards, and what we think about the set as a whole. We're also mentioning, like we said, it is too freaking early. It's way too early to predict too much of this so far. Outside of the Shocklands, I don't know, another Krenko. We just got a Krenko, and this is my beef. This is my beef. I don't have a ton of beef. I don't get a ton of beef about TCG art. Like, I just don't. That's not something I beef about. I play the game, and the art doesn't necessarily, like, it has to be super special to really slap me in the face and, like, get me involved. But the fact that we keep getting the same card with the same art is, like, it's off-putting. Oh, let's just type the whole thing. It's off-putting. It's annoying. Like, look at this. Look at this, chat. So we are gonna get. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. This card's $1 million. It's official. It's official. This card is $1 million trillion dodecadillion dollars. This card's worth all the money. It's the only Krenko mob boss that's different art. What's going on? Look at this. Look at this. These are all different cards from different sets. Colin, I definitely agree with you. I want serialized cards to have their own art. I want them to have something else that helps them stick out for sure. 100% agree. Do you know what else I want? I want the fact that we have 30 plus people in here and only 8 likes on the stream. I need that ratio to change. Like the stream, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and help spread this channel and this content as much as we can, because as we grow our community, we get more thoughts in here, more eyes on what we're doing, and hey, it just makes me smile. So come on. 8 likes out of 31 viewers. Click that like button if you're having a little bit of fun this morning, and click that like button if this is $1 million Krenko. This is $1 million trillion Krenko mob boss. It's the only different art. That's crazy. So yeah, that is something that bothers me. I still can't believe that that's the it's all the same. All right, I digress. All right, which one of you accidentally slipped the alt art Krenko into this set? We're saving it for Magic 45th anniversary. Ralph the Gnome, haven't seen you in a while. Huzzah! What's up, Ralph? Hope you're doing extremely well. Krenko is a boss. I don't know if there's much else that moves the needle in this. The anime art does seem to be a hit, but if they're serialized cards, I don't know. I don't know if it moves the needle for me. I definitely like. This is very clear to me. Hold on. To each and every one of you that has caffeine out there, we get a moment. If you're having your morning caffeine, tuning into Friday Morning Magic, if you're on your commute, however you're doing it, first of all, cheers to each and every one of you for making these Friday mornings some of the best time I can have. Second, I want to hear it in the comment section, in this chat, if you're a Magic boomer like me, because I'm about to make a statement that might tick off some of our younger viewers. But also, if you've got back pain right now and you're a little bit stuffy in the mornings, you might be able to relate to this. These lands, Hallowed Fountain, Overgrown Tomb, these anime style borderless Sacred Foundry, not anime style, borderless shock lands are vastly inferior. So much worse than what we have going on here with these shocklands, with the old border shocklands. Like, that's just a fact, right? Like, I know art is subjective. I know everyone has their own taste, but like, it clearly, like, old border cards, I know that they've overdone them. I'm aware that they were way cooler when they first started doing them. Like, I get all that, but come on. Vastly superior. I could spend 10 minutes on this. Ralph says, coffee. Georgia Boy Games. I don't mind the same art throughout the years. It makes new arts more special as a reprint. It's okay to have the same art set for a long time. There's something I think cool they could do with that, where reprinting a card or certain sets in premium sets, it always has new arts, but if you reprint it as a special guest in a standard set, it has the same art, but it's a way to get more of the card out to the community. You can see that with a Childred, right? Imagine they printed Childred in its standard art, but then in later sets, remastered sets, master sets, whatever, you got a different art Childred that might have some value. There's stuff they could do there. They're a long way from that, right? They'd have to make a lot of changes to get there. Yeah, I don't know. Old border art is the way to go. Lewis says, Ralph, no, they're kind of, what is it? I'm as OG as OG gets. Lewis says, Ralph the Gnome, there kind of has to be. I gotta say, there kind of has to be what? The biggest hits of Ravnica block have been reprinted to oblivion already. Yeah, that is 100% facts. After school special, I prefer retro, but I have gray in my beard. I could hardly grow a beard, but I would probably have gray if I could. My first choice would be the borderless full art Rob Boomsama. Rob. All right, I respect it. I don't have to like it, but I respect it. The Infinity Shocks are pretty gas. Wow, we got a lot of love for the borderless shocks. All right, listen, I'm willing to accept that maybe I'm wrong. Can we also take a second just to? This is stupid. What we're about to do is stupid. This might be the stupidest thing that we ever do on the channel, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What are we doing? I hate this logo. I hate this set symbol. That's the dumbest thing to hate on. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love limited experience for these remastered set. Limited play in remastered set is some of the most fun you can have like in Magic. It's so much fun. The set feels so cool. Everyone is always so excited. Like, forget the values, leave the values behind. Who gives a crap about the performance of the product? Go there and play Magic. I guarantee you're gonna have a good time. It's always a good time. But we gotta do better than this set symbol, right? Like, we gotta do better than this set symbol. What are we doing? Ugh. Oy vey. Oy vey, this set symbol. All right. So that's Ravnica Remastered. I gotta tell you, big things to look out for are the two prices. We looked at, definitely not Wizards of the Coast price. versus the open market TCG player price. And let's see, as the TCG player price continues to come down, which I think it will, do we see that Amazon price? Do we see some price matching going on here, some pseudo price matching? That's what I'm excited to watch. Anyway, all right, time to get into what you guys are saying, and we have a lot to talk about next. I've updated some Magic sets, sales data. We got Lorcana to talk about. I want to do a bit on Sorcery this morning. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Josh Smith, good morning. How's it 9:30 already? Listen, I am aware that this stream starts at an inconvenient time, but guess what? That's when I'm awake. Josh Smith, channel member, big shout out. Ralph the Gnome, channel member, big shout out. We had earlier today, Nick was in chat, big shout out. And for those who are here, I've got channel member updates coming. I'm finally going to be able to offer, and don't go telling everyone on the internet this, I'm going to be able to offer Lorcana box openings to channel members. I got some Lorcana coming in. So if you are a channel member and you want a discounted Lorcana box opening, watch out for that announcement. That's going to be a blast. I think I have another case of Sorcery coming in. So for the channel members, I had a case of Sorcery ready to open and people bought it up in less than a week. It was less than a week. And yes, I offered very favorable pricing, but I did not think it was going to go that quickly. So if you are not a channel member, consider clicking that link and joining the channel membership. I think it's over here. It's pinned at the top of your chat, because not only is this a sweet community, it helps us grow, it helps support the channel above and beyond, but also I got some sweet stuff coming your way. So I'm excited. Listen, that's always been a goal of mine to be able to provide a little bit of value there, and it makes me happy to be able to do so. So let's take a look. Let's just real quick catch up on the most surprise banger set of the year. The most surprise banger set for Magic the Gathering that we've seen in some time. The most ostentatious, outrageous. Here we go. We got to talk Lost Caverns of Ixalan. This set is absolutely pumping. Josh Smith, join the chat, y'all. We have fun here. We do. We have fun. There's a lot of roasting of me that goes on, but we also have a lot of fun. This set has performed so well and done it in such a weird way that I did not see coming. And we saw this for a little bit of context. Let's look at how things started to shift when we look at March of the Machine, right? So we have March of the Machine, and we have a release date of 4/21 in 2023. And as we see here behind my giant head, you know what? Let me shrink my giant head a little bit for this presentation. I'm gonna shrink my giant head for this presentation just a little bit. We have, like, leading up to and then release month, massive sales, hype, community going crazy, buying a ton of the box, and then immediately the next month, almost exactly following the release, nothing. And mind you, this is a release that came in the back half of the month. Just, we decide that we don't want this stuff. And that started to shift a little bit in Wilds of Eldraine, as Wilds of Eldraine was not only a good set, but it had chase cards, it fed on a theme that we loved, and it also was the first time in a long time we could get an affordable Magic the Gathering product. And we saw some weirdness here. Like, look at this box continue to sell. Now, September had a TCG player deal days in it, but still not this much. Like, this was a trend that we had not seen in Magic the Gathering. We look back at some of the oldest information in the data vault. We look back at, hey, Dominaria Remastered, which we look back at now and we didn't like, but it came out with a ton of hype at January 13th, and like, boom, it dropped on Friday the 13th, a ton of sales, and immediately the next month started to fall off. And mind you, February was before any of all the Amazon dumps, all that craziness, right? This was before that. So we start to see that shift, and with Lost Caverns of Ixalan, this thing is just consistently and constantly selling. It's pretty wild, especially when you look at something like the collector box, right? The collector box is something, and mind you, so we just hit the 1st of December, but like, we're seeing increases in price. We're seeing people wanting this box, and I do believe it's because of the fact that you can get, like, you get fun cards, you get cards you get cards that people want, you get chase cards, there's hits, there's everything in this product. And when Wizards of the Coast does it right, man, they're just crushing it. Look at the set booster box. We're seeing a set booster box in Magic the Gathering increase in price. There was no delay to the set booster box. This product was not delayed in any way. This product was readily available on release, and we're seeing an increase in price. It's crazy. It's just wild. So some of these trends in Magic the Gathering have me very hopeful for 2024. I am going to be doing what to expect in 2024, the best of 2023, the worst of 2023. I'll be doing my tinfoil hat predictions, where we get behind the camera and we go, okay, let's get conspiracy theory here. Let's tinfoil hat predict what's going to happen for Magic the Gathering in 2024. And that's always a good time. What do I need to do to see the data vault? Marcus, the data vault that we are showing right now is in private alpha. When it gets to a public beta, you know I'm going to announce it on this channel. It will go live. It will be out there on the internet for all of you to check out and enjoy. And at that point, I will be looking to some channel members to possibly help moderate the data vault, help prune that stuff and make sure that stuff stays clean. So I will make more announcements about that. But Marcus, I'm super excited that you are excited about the data vault project going out. It has the Samuel L. Jackson borderless foil after school special. I will admit this, and as we take it, we all collectively, let's take a little caffeine second here this morning collectively. Everyone, shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. And yeah, this coffee has a lot of creamer this morning. I love the emblem cards, and I'm mad. I'm mad that this set is holding value because I wanted the Jurassic Park full art foil cards to just community hates them. Nobody wants them. That's what I wanted, because me and my brother love Jurassic Park, and I wanted to, for Christmas, buy him a set of the foils, just like one of every one of the foils, put it in a binder and be like, here you go, man. He dabbles, he likes collecting and shiny stuff and collectibles here and there. So, and it would just be a cool callback to our childhood, and it's just expensive. There's no chance. So Lost Caverns looks like it may take a hit if some of the cards get knocked next Monday. Maybe, but I don't think the card that's crushing in Pioneer is going to drive the set that much. I think there's still a ton of collectibles in the set. I think it'll actually be okay. It might get hit, but we're going to find out. And you know where we'll track it is right freaking here. But I see what you're saying. Super Fast Tortoise, hello to early people. Yes, it's an early stream, but it's the only time I can before work. Old World Micmac. I don't get the excitement for LCI. Listen, people like big dinos. People like things that are hard to get, and this set has both of them. And it's got highly playable cards across a bunch of formats. So, is the roasting why you cut back on saying regular enthusiast? I always try to change the way I present things. And this is gonna sound corny. I'm always trying to be a better content creator, and I listened to some of the, and like regular enthusiast wasn't coming off as well as it did when I started saying it. I think maybe it was a phrase I overused, so I cut back on it. And it wasn't because I got roasted. Listen, if I do something and I like it for my content, I've got roasted for this data vault. There are a bunch of people saying there's no reason to compare sets against each other sold on a similar marketplace in the same environment. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, or people try to make it something it's not. As I don't mind getting roasted. That doesn't offend me. But if there's something I want to improve, I'll always look to improve it. So power level is really, if someone was driving and couldn't type till I was parked, my back hurts and borderless cards look cooler for Ravnica Remastered. Also, that set symbol is Dracula's Castle, right? Is it Dracula's Castle, ND? It might be. I don't know if it's Dracula's Castle. That I'm not knowledgeable enough on that, but I do know that your take on the Shocklands is just correct. Everyone clap for ND in the comment section for just being correct. Shout out. That's so toxic of me. Why am I so toxic? All right, I have to start work. Georgie Boy Games. All right, I wish you have a wonderful day. Happy you caught the stream. Congratulations on joining us, and thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you so much. Lewis, the emblem for foils LCI are incredibly beautiful. The emblem foils are great. Brett Johnson, watched Jurassic World while cracking LCR packs last weekend. That's a move. That's the move. The emblem looks like the newest art for Steam vents. Ooh, really? Josh Smith with the deep cuts. Hold on. Let's find out. Wait, you're wounded. ND, I said you were correct. Like I was giving you praise. I was saying like, good job. You win. The Guilds of Ravnica art. Oh, kinda, a little bit. Yeah. Yoko! What is going on? Yoko B. Godo, solid member of the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, Yoko. Let's take a second and let's talk some Disney Lorcana, because as I have said, and I believe this more now than ever, Disney Lorcana is a gateway TCG. It's going to do great. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's also absolutely a gateway TCG. It's 100% a way that people are going to get involved in like Magic and stuff, but that doesn't mean it won't do well, but it is 100% a gateway TCG. Anyway, all right, so we got Rise of the Floodboard and the first chapter, and this is where things get insane. Like, this product's crazy. Can we just acknowledge that this product is crazy? Can we just acknowledge that this product's insane? All right, and looking at buck trends, every time it goes down in price, you just sell so much more. This is what tells me it's not just speculators and flippers. Because if it goes down in price and people buy more, I think it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper. There's no freak out like, oh, everyone get out of the market. And Rise of the Floodborn, the same thing. This set's doing extremely well. Now, we haven't updated Rise of the Floodborn data. I wanted to give it a whole week and see where we're going. So make sure you tune in. I'll do a video about that probably this week. But this set, it looks really cool. And I'm super happy to be able to offer some openings to channel members. I can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe me and my wife will get on stream and sing together too. Just says, woof, you are a robot, dude. Yeah, I'm having some... It looks like there's been some bitrate issues for the stream occasionally, so hopefully I am back. Hopefully I'm not robotic anymore. Let me know if I'm still robotic. I slept in and finished alphabetizing 12 boxes of beta last night. Good and ready to list. Let's go. We have one more box opening, I think, at this point, of Sorcery beta to do, and then I think I have another case coming. I'm trying to... get my hands on that, so make sure you look out for that. I will be selling those boxes as well. Channel members will get a massive discount, and those openings are a ton of fun. So Lorcana as a whole, I am more in now than ever on the Lorcana is a gateway TCG. Like 100, it's 100% going to, people are going to play Lorcana and they're going to have a ton of fun with it. But eventually, like sooner or later, you're going to be like, I want to try something different. I want to take a look at something different. And guess what? Guess what's always going to be there? Guess what's always going to be there? Magic. Pokemon. 100% always going to be there. It's going to be insane, the number of people that stay around in TCGs because they get started with Lorcana. Now, provided Lorcana's got to last. And Ravensburger, to their credit, let's say this full screen. Everyone's going to hate it. Let's say it anyway. I'm feeling cantankerous this morning. Ravensburger has done better. They have made improvements, and they are delivering on what they said they're going to do, right? They said they needed to increase the number of boxes, and they were going to aggressively do so, and they have. They said they're going to work by set 3 to fix print run issues, and while we haven't seen it at set 2, like, they're working on it. They're fixing it. They sealed their boxes, which I guess, round of applause for actually sealing your boxes. But there have been improvements. And people who say there haven't been improvements, I think they're just hating for the sake of hating, right? If we can't step back and be like, there have been improvements, what have we done? So, I think Lorcana, more than anything, is going to be a pretty big gateway TCG. Let's take a look at some of this Sorcery data, because this is where things get fun. Let's have an awkward conversation. If you're a Magic fan, if you want to know the most volatile place on the internet, if you want to know the swingiest place on the entire internet, the place where you're guaranteed to get a fight here and there, it's go to any indie trading card game and say that another game is better than it. Go to any indie trading card game forum, any indie trading card game, any small TCG community, and be like, hey, this game's better than you. And watch everyone freak out It's crazy. And here we are in Magic with everyone telling us the game is dead, the company can't do anything, and everyone who buys and plays this game is a giant loser. And like, we're just like, yeah, that's our life. We deal with this every single day. But people, when it comes to indie TCGs, are passionate about their indie TCGs. They have a connection. They have this love for these card games. So this conversation is not about comparison win-losses. It's about scope. It's about the big picture. I want us to keep that in mind. This is not a competition. This is not a win-loss thing. It's about keeping things in scope and putting them in an arena where we can look at them against other things of similar nature and kind of draw some conclusion, right? We're going to do that. This is not about what is better, what is worse, what wins, what loses. We're not going to start that fight on this channel today. But when it comes to Sorcery, the trading card game, it is selling extremely well. We're rapidly approaching 1,500 booster boxes sold for a total of close to $200,000. And the great sight is that this is led by the booster box. Now, we only have 1 month of data on Sorcery. It just came out, so the data visualization isn't quite what I want it to be. So as we follow it for the next month, make sure you check that in, or make sure you check that out. But the booster box graph here over the course of all of the sales does get interesting. This month, the boxes are commanding a higher price than they were last month. They are selling at a good average price as for every single listing that has ever sold on TCG, but the price is average. And the pre-constructed decks, which might be some of the best products in TCGs. Like, I love the fact it's super cheap. Everyone gets it. It's 4 people, or there's 4 decks in there. You get a pack. It's super affordable, right? We're sitting at around $40. Like, this is a great product in onboarding in TCGs. So I think this is really successful. We're seeing not a ton of people buy by the case. You know, your hardcore people buying by the case aren't necessarily there, but your people buying booster boxes single are 100% there. And to give you a frame of reference, when you look at something like Flesh and Blood that's been around for a long time, and you look at the most recent set, Bright Lights, like, we do have a bit of a differential. If you take out the pre-constructed decks in Sorcery, Sorcery has still sold more boxes. Now, mind you, it's an alpha set versus the 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever set it is for Fab. And also, this Fab set has some issues that I won't get into today, but I don't think this is a good product. But other Fab sets have been, but this one's just a miss as far as I'm concerned. That's my personal opinion. But when you look at that indie TCG world, it's nice to have a successful release in this space that we exist in, right? For Sorcery to come out and have a stable release with consistently selling boxes at a good price is something that would be extremely hard to come by. Now, if this were, and we looked at this before, if this were November of 2022, right, where indie TCGs were kind of more the rage, Magic was not in a good space, you could tell me a story where, like, hey, this is a much different experience. But it's not. We are in 2023. We're at the end of 2023, and it's really interesting just to kind of see how that's flowing. Now, as far as the future of Sorcery, this is where I get skeptical. And this is not me saying Sorcery is bad. I like Sorcery. I'm doing box openings. I have boxes of my own for Sorcery. This is not me saying it's bad. Also, look at the Shark Tank. Peep the Shark Tank, people. I hate that I have to do that. But I am not bought in on the long-standing release cycle. I have seen people in the community already say beta has been publicly out for, what would that be, 29 or 19 days now? 11/11 was the official release since beta's been publicly out. And we've seen people being like, all right, can't wait for the next set. And it's like, the whole point of this is it's not a can't wait for the next set, right? It's not a what's the next thing. It's not a when can I get here. It's supposed to last a long time. You're supposed to engage with that product. You're supposed to be all about beta for 7-8 months. And if 20 days post-release, we're already like, all right, where's the next set? it freaks me out a little bit. And I know it's a small portion of the community, but it just shows me, like, we as TCG fans have been trained. Magic the Gathering has beaten this into our skulls, and we've been trained to be like, you want the next thing. You want it. Whether you like it or not, you want. And for even people who like, I don't want the next thing. I want it to slow down. You say that, and then you're kind of like, ooh, but also, when is the next thing? Like, it's this weird back and forth that we do with some of these products, and I'm excited to see how that works with Sorcery. That's the thing I am the most skeptical about. I don't mind not building your community off OP. I think that's totally fine. In fact, I have advocated that indie TCGs must reach the casual market. If you don't reach casuals in indie TCGs, you have what feels like a hard cap. You must reach those casuals, and they're doing that. But not releasing products at a good pace is something that I am skeptical about. Personally. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not collecting it. That doesn't mean I'm not involved in some kind of way. That doesn't mean I don't like it. That's my biggest skepticism. I know, like, hey, listen, we started this project this year. Like, we just started this project this year, and this is what Magic the Gathering looks like, right? Like, this is a microcosm, a macro overview of Magic the Gathering. And if we look at an indie TCG, we just started this project this year. Again, we'll go back to Fab because we got more information. Like, this is what an indie TCG looks like in comparison. There's not as much going on. And that's not a bad thing, but it is different. And if you're trying to target people in these communities as your potential consumers, as being their second trading card game, that could be something that you find a problem with. Now, we don't track all of Pokemon. We kind of pick some Pokemon sets. We pick here and there. Big special news here. The automation of the data vault is almost complete. So there will be no manual intervention at that point, which will be a massive move for me. That would be something I cannot wait for. And when that happens, maybe we track every single Pokemon set. What do you think, chat? Oh, Kitchen Table TCG says, make me a mod. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Chat, hold on. Let's end our poll. What do we think? What do we think? Does Louis get to be a mod? Everyone, head to the poll. Does Louis get to be a mod? You guys decide the man's fate. While we go to that, let's talk about thoughts on Ravnica Remastered serialized cards. You guys are pretty split. It's good to see that you guys are split on the serialized cards. I dig it. I'm in. Look at Vile Imp sales beta. Yoko wants me to look at Vile Imp sales for beta. Let's take a look. We'll take a look real quick. You guys, well, give me a second. Get in on that poll. Let me know if Louis deserves. Does Louis deserve mod? Vile Imp sales for beta. Oh, cards going up in price. Oh, geez. What is going on? Who's buying out the Vile Imps? These are not sharks, people. People, these are not sharks. Louis in the chat campaigning for his mod chip. You guys got another 30 seconds, another 60 seconds, another 60 seconds on the poll. Who is buying out the Vile Imps? What is happening? Who's buying out Vile Imp? Who's buying out the Vile Pimp? Who's buying out the Vile Limp? Here we go. This is the real. Here's the real test. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yes, everyone in chat, big shout out. Louis recently, if you guys haven't caught it yet, my friend over at Kitchen Table TCG pulled a very expensive card that he's been chasing for some time. So big congrats to Louis there. Anyway, yep, that's my thoughts on Sorcery compared to other indie TCGs. I don't think it's fair. If we want my unfiltered thoughts on something like we talked, I said briefly I would give you guys a little bit of details. Bright Lights to me is you took a Magic set and you made it mono green, and then you tried to sell it, and it's like it just didn't make much sense to me. So all right, this has been a blast. Let's see where we ended with our poll as we're about to close down the stream. We're about to close down the stream. What are you guys say? Let's hear. Here we go. If he gets mod, then I get mod. Josh Smith, you get mod before he does. Side quest games and collectibles, no. Hard pass. Kitchen Table TCG is trying trade his Majib Dome. Make him a muck. I don't know what that means. He's gonna ban George. Louis needs to buy a box from you for beta sorcery opening first. You know, maybe we'll buy boxes from each other one day. Vile Imp is such a good card. Not if you ban George. Congrats on your sorcery completion. Here we go. You won't buy that $66 shark right now. How many fab boxes is that foil shark worth? Well, one. It's worth one. It's worth one, guys. This has been a blast. We're gonna end the stream like we do every single week by giving you guys a link to the second most fun you can have on the entire internet on Friday mornings. We are going to check out the introduction of May the Zoo Be With You. I will drop the link in the comment section below. I want to give you guys a big shout out. Thank you so much for hanging out today. This has been so much fun. Again, make sure, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click that subscribe button, hit the like button to help spread the stream. And if you're considering it, if you want to get in on the future Sorcery box openings, the Lorcana box openings, and the Magic the Gathering box openings, make sure you subscribe to the channel membership. It is pinned in the comment section somewhere up on your screen. It's only $5 a month. You get exclusive content, custom emotes, and all those cool things we just talked about. But let's take a look at this. I got to check the poll. It's the result of the poll. Guys, you got another couple seconds to vote in the poll. Here we go. Let's talk the start of this. Let's turn this bad boy up. Where did we start the podcast this week?
Oh, that's amazing. They got banned from WPN. We should bring them on the podcast.
Listen.
Banned from WPN. We got to get another #1 episode.
You got to cross out the old one and just write it underneath, though.
Have Taylor Swift looking over them, though.
So it's official this week. We talk about indie TCGs. We talk about Magic the Gathering and Ravnica Remastered. This was before the information about the serialized cards. And we talk about getting banned from TCGs. Here's the link to each and every one of you that want to head over that way after the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Finally, what's the result of the poll? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, you guys are the worst. You guys are the worst. All right. You're a standard moderator. Everyone, welcome to the moderation group, Kitchen Table TCG. Oh, no. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. To each and every one of you, one final cheers. This has been a blast. This guy comes in, it's the longest outro ever. Everybody gets a... Oh, no. This stream. All right, listen. We had a fun environment while it lasted. Shout out to all you guys for making it what it was. Teacher, will you have a good one, and we will see you around. All right, goodbye.